we also have for you 3 NFL gifts for you. Headlined by the Lions, Vikings, so much on the line there. And let's start with some Christmas Day declarations. Shefty, let's start with you. Give me your Christmas Day declaration.
How about the fact that we could be watching Travis Kelce's last game in Kansas City?
Wow.
That is something. You're talking about a Hall of Fame career. He said he's not ready to make any decisions, take some time, but there are a lot of people who believe this could very well be his last season, which would make today's game in Kansas City his final game in front of the home fans. That will be something to watch. A lot of people looking forward to that.
Jeff, should they bring him back?
Man, if he wants to play, you bring him back. This dude, he's an all-timer, man. Like, I love the way he plays, the heart with which he plays, his passion. I mean, listen, when you think about a tight end, for the last 10 years, that's the first guy who jumps to your mind. And what a career he's. If it is the last one, cherish it, because he's earned that right, man. What an absolute stud.
What do you think, Mike?
Not to play Grinch. Time to move on.
Oh, my God.
He's going to be 37 years old. And the rule of thumb, guys, is it's not what you were, it's what you're going to be. We don't know when Patrick Mahomes is going to be back. Hopefully he'll be ready by the start of the season. We don't know. Celebrate Travis Kelce, close the chapter, and move on. Fresh start next year.
Merry Christmas, Kelce. There you go. Exactly. Mike T, he's getting invited to the party. Absolutely not.
Give me your declaration, Jeff.
Oh, listen, that play calling for the Detroit Lions, and I don't know if it's going to be, if it's Morton, Campbell, whatever's going on there, they got to figure this out, y'all. Like, this used to be the most physical team in the NFL. Their offensive line hasn't played great this year. Their running game hasn't been the same. If you shut down Gibbs right now, it feels like you're shutting down the Lions, which has been this way. I thought this team was loaded to bear, and they just haven't hit the mark this year. Really getting shown in against that Pittsburgh team. Just been disappointing. And I love Dan Campbell. I know they'll figure it out, but they got to figure it out.
Mike, you think they'll be eliminated by the Vikings tonight?
I don't. Even though the trends say yes, Minnesota's won 3 in a row. They've lost 2 in a row. I just can't imagine the Detroit Lions are going to be eliminated by Max Brosmer. And when you look at the Vikings, it's unbelievable the injuries they're dealing with. Christian Darrisaw, Ryan Kelly, T.J. Hawkinson, Jonathan Grenard, on and on and on. So this is not, the full Minnesota Vikings we're used to seeing. So I just think Detroit is too talented, too prideful. I think they win.
Okay, so give me your declaration.
Rex Ryan, next year, you're going to be the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I love this. I love it. Bring it.
Guys, I am an expert in the magic of Brian Schottenheimer and Rex Ryan working together. You know that team well, Brian.
You guys work together well.
And look, Matt Eberflus, it's probably time, it's going to end there. And look, you have a great offense. You've got to fix the defense. Is there a better person on the planet that could bring in Rex's resume, his stature, bravado, and make this team a real Super Bowl contender when you have Rex and Shotty back together?
I love every minute of it. Adam, it was just a couple of weeks ago that I think Jerry Jones came on the radio and said, Matt Eberflus, your time is coming up. You got 3 games to show me something.
Well, he hasn't come out and exactly endorsed him. It certainly sounds like a change is in the offing there at the defensive coordinator position. This is a team that has not been great on defense. It looks like there could be a change. You want to bring in Rex Ryan? Hey, we'll fight you for him because we love having him here on Get Up, on Sunday Countdown, in the War Room when we watch games.
What are we going to talk about the whole week? It's his Monday declarations that we talk about for the next 4 days, man. Like we're going to be it'll be a massive miss here.
Rex would bluster? Really? But he would be exactly what that team needs for that side of the ball.
Where Lamar Jackson's relationship with his head coach taking center stage. Baltimore Sun is reporting that Jackson has fallen asleep in team meetings. John Harbaugh has, quote, become tired, end quote, of the 2-time NFL MVP. Article goes on to say that Jackson has a habit of staying up late playing video games. The Ravens have given him preferential treatment, including moving their practice schedule to the afternoon to accommodate him. Harbaugh responded to a report yesterday saying this type of behavior he's never seen from Jackson.
I don't know where that's coming from. I've never seen that ever. That's not something that I've ever witnessed, and I'm in every meeting. Our relationship is A+. So I love him, always have, always will, and I know he's fighting like crazy to get back. So anonymous reports or things that get said or written or whatever, I don't really I don't need anybody speaking for me, So just ask me, and I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, obviously this was a report written by a guy who covers the team a lot. Where there's smoke, sometimes there's fire. What are you hearing about the situation in Baltimore?
Listen, these things don't come out of nowhere. They're not made up by a local guy. So clearly, even if John Harbaugh is not signing off on it, which he's answering the question the way that he should be answering it, there are people who have told that particular reporter that information. So there are questions. And when you're in a season like the Baltimore Ravens are right now, here's the deal. They've got a chance here still, as unlikely as it may be, to pull it out, make the playoffs, and try to change some of this narrative as they head into the offseason. If they don't, and it's unlikely that they will, considering the current situation, then there are going to be all sorts of organizational discussions that impact the quarterback, that impact the head coach, that impact the direction of where the Baltimore Ravens are going moving forward. Clearly, there are issues. Lamar Jackson has not practiced a full week in over 7 weeks. He's missed at least one practice for 7 straight weeks. I don't know too many players who have missed that much practice time on a consistent basis and then still performed the way that they expected to. So there are a whole host of things that this organization is going to have to address after the offseason, but they have a chance at least to diffuse some of this and change the narrative before the end of the regular season. If they can't, these questions aren't going away.
Yeah, basically, they got to win out. What about Lamar? What's the status? Do we know if he's going to play at all this week?
He has not practiced the last 2 days. Keep in mind they play Saturday night. So the last 2 days really were like in NFL Wednesday and Thursday. And when a player doesn't practice Wednesday and Thursday, that means he's trending towards not playing. Now, we'll see today if he's able to get out there and fight through this painful back injury that he's had this past week to play on Saturday night. But with their season on the line, the early signs are that it looks like Tyler Huntley, but we'll see if Lamar can get back.
So if you're Eric DeCosta, what is he thinking here? What does he do with Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh?
Yeah, so Brian, take you behind the scenes this time of year. People complain about head coaches, quarterbacks, even some GMs. But you ask yourself 2 questions. Who are you going to get and how much is that person going to cost? And I look at 2 fundamental numbers when we talk about Lamar Jackson. He's going to be 29 years old in a couple of weeks, still in his prime, and he has 219 career regular season touchdowns. Look, that's a high cap number. We could work around that. We could fix the cap number. But if the 4 of us were drafting players in the NFL, I have a list of about 10. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jordan Love. That would be in the conversation of players that I would probably or possibly take before Lamar Jackson. But at 29 years old, he is, at worst, a top 12 player in the league. So to me, you absolutely keep Lamar Jackson. You try to make him better. You try to fix the issues. Every situation, there are going to be challenges. But before you let him walk out the door, my gosh.
Well, he's not walking out the door.
Yeah.
Who's gonna replace him? And that's why you work hard to fix the problems.
What's your take on this as a former coach? And
Harbaugh's doing everything. I mean, he's doing exactly what he's got to do. I mean, the last thing you want is a fracture between the head coach and the quarterback going into a season that did not go the direction you thought it was going to go. I mean, we including I had them picked to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC at the beginning of this year. So I thought this team was loaded up and ready to make a move. Obviously, it's been a poor year. Lamar's been injured. I mean, even with the start they had offensively after the injury, he has been a different player, and he just hasn't looked as good. So do you attribute that to the injury? Do you attribute it to whatever this reporter is writing? I have no idea, but he hasn't played to the level, and a lot of them haven't, right? Not just in the defense didn't carry their weight. Derrick Henry didn't carry. There's a lot of blame to go around. Unfortunately, in our business, quarterbacks get way too much credit, and they get way too much blame. And so as you're looking at the situation, John Harbaugh has to do everything he's doing right now to make sure that people realize he and Lamar Jackson are one and the same, because you need one voice, and that's got to be the same voice in an NFL building.
You get the sense he's probably coaching for his job. You're looking at these last couple of games.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know that they're going to fire him. Here's the thing. the fans are restless. This is no different than Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. If Harbaugh hit the street and got fired, he would have a job in 45 minutes. Mike Tomlin gets fired, but he'll have a job in 35 minutes. Like don't miss. These are two great football coaches. Fans are frustrated. They've got 3 playoff victories, but he and Lamar together. So to the fans, that's underperforming, right? It's frustrating.
They want them to get over the hump.
More. All fans want more, right? But he has had them in an AFC Championship game. They've done some great things together. I do not think you dismantle this relationship.
But here's what you can say. If they don't turn it around here in the final 2 weeks, and they play at Green Bay Saturday night before playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in the regular season finale. So if they find a way to win on Saturday night in a game that they could be without Lamar, possibly, if they find a way to win that game, they have a chance to beat Pittsburgh and win the division the next week. If they don't win the division, and they'd have to, again, if they lose Saturday night, they're out. If they lose the next week, they're out. If they don't win the division and don't make the playoffs, there are going to be many organizational discussions in which they have to decide, do we want to keep the head coach? What are we doing with the quarterback?
That's right.
So everything is up in the air the next 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks that we're about to see will have some type of influence on where they're going in the future.
So let me take you behind the curtain in that scenario. And look, I'm as big a John Harbaugh fan as there is. But let's say, to Adam's point, let's say he's not there, Brian. Lamar Jackson becomes even more valuable because he's going to attract the best coaching candidates.
Right.
Because there'll be a line around the corner to say somebody in his prime with his ability. That's a great place to start.
Here's what I would say. If they don't go to the playoffs, you look at it, I would say it's going to be difficult for them to come out of those organizational meetings saying, we're going to run it back again with the same group. Like that feels like the lesser scenario, the least likely scenario when they go into those meetings if they don't make it. Somebody, they're going to do something.
Gonna happen. Right. No one's coming out of this unscathed. Something is going to happen in the organization to make you don't underperform as a team to this level this season and something not happen and change. I will say this because we've had this conversation and I had it yesterday. It is really difficult to replace a franchise quarterback.
That's right.
I'm just letting you know there's 10 on the planet right now that you'd want to build. If you got one,
we got a lot to talk about here. Welcome back and Merry Christmas to Get Up. Time to take a look at the Santa Tracker 2025 with my man, Chef Saturday. Let's start things off in Santa Clara. By the way, why are we starting off Santa Clara? Why should we be starting east and then going west?
Well, but don't confuse common sense. Santa's delivering presents.
By the way, what did Santa leave under the tree for those Niners?
Pass rushing for the Niners. Listen, they're one of the worst in creating pass rush. Robert Saleh has his work cut out for him on this run. These next 2 games, one against Chicago, one against the Seahawks, and then going all the way through the playoffs. Because if they win them both, y'all, they staying home all the way through the Super Bowl. That's a big game. Pass rush this week against Chicago and Caleb Williams.
Okay, so now we're going to travel to Chicago. What did Santa leave for the Bears under the tree?
I forgot what I said about the Bears. What did we say about the Bears? What did we leave them? We left.
How about more
turnovers?
Yes.
We left.
You can't turn that football over.
They had to open the presents. Turnovers for them. More turnovers. Look, this team has been fantastic on defense. Very opportunistic, making plays, making things happen. Santa left them more of the good gifts of turnovers on defense. Again, Ben Johnson's got this run game kicking. Caleb Williams is coming along, made 2 of the best throws. They get turnovers. This is going to be a tough out come playoff time.
Okay, so last one. What about Santa? What did he leave for those Buffalo Bills?
Oh, good run defense. If you're talking about the Buffalo, they can run that rock. They punish people. But their run defense is almost last in the league. When you think about playoff runs, you think about 2 things: running the football and stopping the run. Right now, they do one exceptionally well. They do the other one very poorly. Santa had to leave them a good run defense for a massive playoff run for Josh Allen and that offense.
Okay, so this is a big game here for Josh Allen and the Bills taking on the Eagles. What's the latest, by the way, Adam?
Oh, he's back at practice, limited yesterday. Sounds like he's going to be okay to play. Don't know that he's at full strength, but Josh Allen at this time of the year is not sitting down not playing, even with the foot injury. Look, he came back into that game on Sunday. They checked him out at halftime. I'm sure the foot is not right. We don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but it's not enough to prevent him from playing on Sunday as this team tries to put away its playoff spot.
So, Mike T, from an Eagles perspective, how do you stop, especially their defensive front, stop Josh Allen and their running game? Because James Cook has been cooking.
Ooh. Yeah, and that's it, Brian. They have flipped the script. Buffalo's a running team. You look at where they are, 5.1 yards per rush, second in the league, and they're only throwing at 214 passing yards per game. So what Philadelphia is going to do, presumably, is become bigger in the front seven, 3 linebackers, and to put Cooper DeJean at safety. Look at him here. He's outstanding tackling in space. So if I'm Philadelphia and Vic Fangio, I am taking away this run game of, as you mentioned, James Cook and Josh Allen. I'm going with Zach Bond. I'm going with Jahi Campbell and Nakobe Dean. And then I'm putting DeJean at safety. And to me, that gets bigger and puts better tacklers on the field. And then if Buffalo's going to win, guys, they're going to have to do it throwing it.
Yeah, I think anytime you get into these kind of matchups, this potential Super Bowl matchup, right? Like you're talking about 2 teams that are going to be in the playoffs. They can go make this thing happen. You start to look at what are their deficiencies. And if you can make the Bills beat you with their receiving core, that's the direction you want to head. So to your point, Fangio's been looking at the Patriots and going, hey, whatever we got to do at the line of scrimmage, we're going to stack that thing up, and we're going to make Josh Allen roll to his left. He's not rolling to his right. He's going to roll left, and he's going to beat us doing the things he does worse with that receiving core that they're not threatened by. That's going to be the bottom line. But every team's got warts, B. Every team's got warts. It's going to be a great matchup to watch for this.
And Buffalo's biggest wart has been the rush defense because I want you, and as you say, Santa's going to. The president is giving them a rush defense. I want you to take a look at here's something, folks. Saquon Barkley is starting to cook and rounding out to his form here, averaging 111 rushing yards over the last 3 games. This is a big test. Can he take advantage of that Bills defense that's been terrible against them? They are 30th in the league. They allow 150 yards per game. So do you think Buffalo's run defense can slow him down?
I don't. Just from the proof of it. Listen, they've had 4 rushers go for over 100, or 5 rushers go for under 100, 4 over 140. That's individual. That's not tandem. And now you're talking about Saquon Barkley, where their offensive line is starting to figure it out. And oh, by the way, in this run game now, you've seen what the Eagles are doing. They're going empty with Jalen Hurts running the ball. So now you're going to get a light box with Jalen Hurts, who's built like a running back and a massive human being and has good eyes and good vision. This thing could be a fun game plan for Patullo and the Eagles if they can figure out the matchups on that Buffalo defense. But Saquon Barkley and the Eagles offensive line have started to find their form. And by the way, the commitment to the run has totally changed the last couple weeks. That's their formula for winning. Don't fall in love with all the pundits like Mike T talking about go throw it around the yard. Run that rock and win in the 4th quarter. Nick, don't listen to Mike T. He gets everybody fired. He gets everybody fired and then tries to get them rehired somewhere else. That's his business.
All right. Jeff needs to take some copious notes here, Brian. This game script's going to be a lot like the Buffalo-New England game. It's going to be very high scoring. I like Buffalo at home. I think whoever has it last wins, and I like Josh Allen in December in Buffalo.
Wow.
How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, write that down.
I'm going to write it down. So you don't believe in Jalen Hurts is what you're telling me. I mean, I'm not putting words on it.
It's really going out on a limb to pick Josh Allen at home.
He's a risk taker. That's what we've always talked about.
By the way,
prediction.